Here we go, the final in Mini X30 in the International IAME Games at Portimao 2020. So Ethan Jeff Hall and Cathal Clark from the front of the grid. Nathan Ty and Thomas Strauven second row. Leo Robinson and Zach Knight. Sebastian Mins and Sasha Van Bosch. Roman Kamyab and Will Knight. Julian Klusman and Jesse Phillips. Martin Marquez and Alexander Dahlstrom from Sky Parker and Luna Flusha. Raul Martinez and Marianito. Rodrigo Seabra and Michael Walker. Jensen Graham and Gustavo Marquez. Yusuf Martin and Nicolas Casarino. Tiziano Kuznini and Lisa Biard from Beatriz Costa. Thomas Gomez, Santiago de Santos and Joel Pajola. 15 laps around the course, and the X30 mini final is definitely going to be the toughest race of the weekend. The longest race, but also a very tricky one from the start, because as we mentioned before, there are some wet patches around the circuit, and it will be tough for these youngsters to negotiate. So they'll have to keep their wits about them, and they will obviously be very, very careful on these opening first couple of laps. And in the formation laps, they will need to be very focused on making sure they don't go off the circuit. They have to keep their tyres and brakes heated to an optimum temperature, but it's not going to be easy on a circuit that's as cold as this. The air temperature is still only about 12 degrees Celsius. It hasn't heated up much since the start of the day, and since the massive rain showers, the circuit has got very cold indeed. So the tyres may last a little bit longer, but getting them to temperature is going to be the real skill, and there's still a fair amount of standing water on the dip of the hill on the main straight. And also at turns 8, and by the look of it, turn 5 may have a little bit of water down as well. So certainly on the first couple of laps, it's going to be a bit of a knife edge to try and find the ultimate grip in the course. It won't be easy, and these guys will not want to get caught out. So we're going to have some ferocious racing from the competitors. They will want to be on their best behavior, but they will also want to push for the victory. Hello to all of those of you who are watching via the IAME X30 Euro Series Facebook page and from the RGMMC Productions YouTube channel, wherever you're watching from around the world. These are the three finals that will crown us our first ever IAME International I-Games winners, and it's going to be a tough one. Drivers are still getting caught out by that wet patch on the exit of turn 8, so on the first lap we could see some moments there as the drivers are now starting to slow the field up. Ethan Jeff Hall and Cathal Clark will bunch them up in position, but they've left it a little bit late, I have to say. They might have to wait a minute or two before the field have all ultimately caught up with the pack again. So things could get interesting off the start, and I think we may have a false start the first time of asking, but we'll have to double check. It all depends on how Ethan Jeff Hall and Cathal Clark control the pace. They come around the final turn, and that, I'm fairly sure, is indeed a false start. They just didn't quite bunch the field up early enough, really. So essentially, half of the grid was formed, the other half was still getting formed. So they obviously need to do that a little bit earlier around the course. But the nerves will creep in for Ethan Jeff Hall and Cathal Clark. They are still very new to the game, let's not forget that. But we've got people watching from all over. We've had fans tuning in from Asia, from Algeria in Africa, from North and South America. We've actually got people tuning in from California in the United States, from the positions currently in. But everyone is keeping an eye on this battle. It's the last big event in the IAME X30 calendar, and it's it's unofficially known as the World Championships. Certainly any IAME X30 competitor will see this as their World Championship event. In all but name, it is their crown. So it's going to be a fascinating final duel. In the Mini X30s in particular, these 30 competitors who have come from all across Europe will battle to become the king of Mini X30. So the drivers are going to come through in position. And as they are now all fighting in position, they will obviously want to get the best possible start. Jeff Hall and Clark, Ty and Strauven, Robinson, Knight, Mins, Van Bosch, Kamyab, Knight, Klusman, Phillips, Marquez and Dahlstrom, with Parker, Flusha, Martinez, Nato, Seabra and Walker giving chase. It's already looking like a much better start. It looks to me like we're missing Thomas Strauven. The Belgian doesn't seem to be there. So it's a disaster for Thomas Strauven, but the race is going to continue regardless, and we are racing! A great start from the front. The back end of the field doesn't get a fantastic start to join them. But it is going to be a sensational race for the first couple of corners as the drivers out front are trying to control the pace. And it looks like it's a good start from Ethan Jeff Hall, who has got a decent start. And the field is working their way through in fine style. But it is a very scintillatingly close battle as through they come. Up to the second place mark. That is the 730 of Zach Knight, having made a terrific start. So Zach Knight is now second behind the 750, who is the 750, I should say, Ethan Jeff Hall. And that is a spin, unfortunately, for Thomas Gomez. So Thomas Gomez has gone off the circuit and rejoins. But obviously there's still very little grip in parts of the course. So out in front, it is going to be a tough battle throughout, but Nathan Tye has taken an early advantage from Zach Knight and Ethan Jeff Hall. Thomas Strauven, the Belgian, is already out of the race in disastrous circumstances. So up the inside, good battles already from the Fusion drivers trying to get their way forward. It's Cathal Clark in fourth position at the moment. The man who won the IAME Euro Series in 2020. Sebastian Mins runs wide, gets on the dust, and that unfortunately has cost him 4 places out of the final turn. So Tye leads, Jeff Hall second, Knight third, Clark, Kamyab, Robinson, Sasha Van Bosch. Excellent racing thus far on the first lap. The only retirement from the race is actually Thomas Strauven himself, who had those problems on the opening tour. Thomas Gomez is still going. But unfortunately now it looks as though he's not going to have much of a chance in this one. Grip is very tough to find in these cool, cold conditions on a damp circuit. So Nathan Tye is hanging on in front of Ethan Jeff Hall. Third is Zach Knight. Fourth is Clark. Kamyab, Robinson, Van Bosch, Parker way up in 8th place. Fantastic start from the young Welsh charge. And she is having a terrific battle at the moment with the likes of Mins, Knight and Kloosman. So the race still thunders on as the leaders are going very quickly indeed, trying to get the most out of this early part of the race. But it's a very tough start to the battle for the Strawberry Racing team. They had 2 drivers in the top 4, and now they only have Ethan Jeff Hall in second place, tucked up behind Nathan Tye. So Nathan Tye is out in front, but Ethan Jeff Hall is still there in second. This is the battle for the victory as Ethan Jeff Hall slices up the inside. Tye gets him on the switchback, and they're going to be side by side down the straight. Both drivers want the inside line, but Tye is going to have it. So Tye gets there, and Ethan Jeff Hall has to tuck in a second, but he's still got speed down the straight, and he gets back through into the lead. So Ethan Jeff Hall commits and retakes the lead at the perfect moment. Despite the fact that Tye took the lead at turn 1, at turn 2, Ethan Jeff Hall is right back in position. So now Nathan Tye and Zach Knight are going to push on together to try and claim the lead away. Ethan Jeff Hall still controls the pace. We've got a nice little battle developing here between Sky Parker and her teammate Sebastian Mins. So some good duels in the mid-pack there, as Ethan Jeff Hall is really trying his best to keep Nathan Tye at bay. Arm's length between the two at the moment in the apexes. So Sasha Van Bosch, having made the move on teammate Leo Robinson, is now going to try his own tricks to come forward, as Sky Parker makes the move on Roman Kamyab. What a final she's having. Up to 7th place now from 8 places further back. So she is having a terrific run in this final, as Ethan Jeff Hall goes very strongly from the front end of the field. They run a little bit deep and wide, and there's Sasha Van Bosch getting past Cathal Clark. So up to 4th place goes the Dutchman. 6th place for Robinson, 7th place for Sky Parker. What a final she is having. So now Cathal Clark's got his teammate on the run as they come down the straight through the right flick and up to the braking zone for 3. This is an absolutely heroic race from the front end of the field. So the battle continues. It's a very tight race at the moment up front. Ethan Jeff Hall still controlling the pace from Nathan Tye. Knight is there in 3rd. It's Zach Knight, and then Sasha Van Bosch, Cathal Clark, Leo Robinson and Sky Parker. And she is keeping close tabs on that man, Leo Robinson. P6, flying the flag for Algeria. But with Leo Robinson there in P6 in front of Sky Parker, then it's Kamyab, Will Knight, and Mikey Walker is another driver having a terrific race, up into 10th position now. Sebastian Mins is the one who's struggling. He's down to 11th, but he's already showcased his skills this weekend in fine style. But there's a lot of drivers really struggling in the wet patches that are really catching drivers out. So it could be a very tough race as we continue on with it. Tye just getting a little bit loose out of the penultimate corner, but still with good speed up the hill, and he should have good pace down the back straight. So Ethan Jeff Hall leads, but Nathan Tye in second, and he's gaining ground on Ethan Jeff Hall in a straight line. Sky Parker doing likewise with teammate Leo Robinson. We could see a lead change here, as up on the inside line, Ethan Jeff Hall has to move to cover, but Tye's got through. Tye has got into the lead. So Nathan Ty has now gone back past Ethan Jeff Hall. A great dice between these two to come as he gets slightly sideways, and Sacha van 't Bosch tries to make his move for third position on Zach Knight now. With the fastest lap of the race the previous time, the Dutchman could well get there. So Nathan Ty leading the race. Ethan Jeff Hall second, Zach Knight is third, Sacha van 't Bosch is fourth, Clark is fifth, Robinson sixth, Parker seventh, Cam Yab eighth, Walker and Will Knight. That's a very competitive top 10, but this is such a close fight. Nathan Ty still leads the way. Second place is Ethan Jeff Hall, and he's getting very feisty in behind the ORM driver. Ethan Jeff Hall might have an opportunity here into the penultimate turn. Nathan Ty moves to cover ever so slightly, and now they're going to get a little bit wide, but it's all going to be about who's going to have better purchase off the corner. And Ethan Jeff Hall gets a good run from the final turn. 5 laps done, 10 to go. 1/3 distance in this final completed. Zach Knight still holding third, but Sacha van 't Bosch is coming from a long way back. Could have the move into turn 3 for third position nailed. Nathan Ty defends well, and Sacha van 't Bosch has got into third position. He has made the move there on Zachary Knight. So the Dutchman has come through to third. A very good performance thus far from the Dutchman, who was the fastest of all in qualifying. He now moves across to keep his place from Zach Knight, sorry. Zach Knight's trying again. This is definitely going to be a tough order for Zach Knight to come through and retake that third position from the Dutchman. They go into the slightly damp part of the circuit there at turn 8, but they have been able to get through there without too many difficulties. What a strange situation it is, as Thomas Strauven rather regretfully watches on from the sidelines, as too does Tiziano Kuznini. Kuznini, I'm afraid, is out of the race. The man who was third in the Euro Series, not having a great weekend here in Portugal, he is out of the race too. That is unfortunate. But as they climb up the crest once again, 7:30, Zach Knight still pursuing Sacha van 't Bosch in the hunt for third position. 9 laps to go. A very tough race for these young drivers. They're having to work against the elements as they go. Leo Robinson bangs in the fastest lap of the race, a 1:12.5. So a tough race, and it just keeps getting tougher for them out there. As the track dries out, they'll get heat into the tyres, but there will still be a few damp patches that they've got to negotiate. So let's see if it all continues on in fine style. Ethan Jeff Hall trying to make his move. A little love tap on the back of Nathan Ty's bumper. Nothing illegal about that. Just reminding him that he's there. Nathan Ty gets on the curb, and the kart nearly snaps away. He's able to control it. So Ethan Jeff Hall still has this advantage of chasing the man being chased, but Sacha van 't Bosch has caught both of them up. This could be very exciting indeed, as the Dutchman works his magic to try and come past both of the British drivers, and they may not sense how close he is at this point. So this is definitely going to be a tight race, as Ty protects to the inside line. Ethan Jeff Hall might get a slingshot move, but Sacha van 't Bosch is getting close to it as well now. They come off the final turn. 7 laps done, 8 to go, and Sacha van 't Bosch is going to work with Ethan Jeff Hall to try and get on the inside line here of Nathan Ty, but he's got to hesitate. In pure momentum, he can't quite slingshot past, because Ty is keeping his kart in exactly the right place. Ethan Jeff Hall tries again. Ty holds the position. Ethan Jeff Hall's going to come back at him. Sacha van 't Bosch will come back from a little further back. Fastest lap of the race in a 1:12.1. So now Ty and Ethan Jeff Hall really have to work hard. Cathal Clark, meanwhile, has gone into 4th place behind them, past Zach Knight. This is a very close race between the 3 teams and the 3 drivers. For ORM, it's Nathan Ty. For Strawberry Racing, it's Ethan Jeff Hall. From Fusion Motorsport, it's Sacha van 't Bosch. And then behind them, we've still got a gaggle of karts trying to fight their way forward in fantastic style. So this is going to be a tough race to win for Nathan Ty. He knows it. The battle further back is still raging a little. This is the 7:30 of Zach Knight trying to shake off Leo Robinson. Sky Parker is still there in P7, dropping back a little bit from the top 6, but she has made good use of the tyre strategy. And those pressures are clearly to perfection, because she's still running strong ahead of her stablemates. Lap 8 completed, 7 to go, and now Nathan Ty is going to have pressure again from Ethan Jeff Hall, who draws alongside this time by. And through goes Robinson on Will Knight, but up front we've had a lead change. Ethan Jeff Hall has got back into the lead. Here he is. Ethan Jeff Hall leads once again. Nathan Ty in second. Third place for Sacha van Bosch. They're going to come side by side, and this is going to be a close part of the race. Sacha van Bosch needs to be careful here. Nathan Tye slots back in behind Ethan Jeff Hall. Close racing. Up to the next left-hander. This is the move from Nathan Tye. They're going to drift wide, and Ethan Jeff Hall cuts back in. Sacha van Bosch comes up to second. Nathan Tye back on the inside. Excellent racecraft. Neither driver prepared to give an inch. And now Cathal Clark has joined the party. He's right there in P4. And this is what he's good at. He's able to get himself into these positions at the end of races and make good advantages come to him. This is how he won the Euro Series. Ethan Jeff Hall protects the inside line of the penultimate bend. Nathan Tye takes the conventional racing line. He runs too wide. Sacha van Bosch gets through in a second. The Dutchman now chasing after Ethan Jeff Hall. And Cathal Clark may have the speed to slingshot past Nathan Tye here. Tye is doing his best, but Cathal Clark's going to draw alongside and he gets through. Nathan Tye lets him go because he's got time to make up, but he has got opportunities to get them back. Well read by Nathan Tye. He lets him go, but he's got opportunities still in the bag. Ethan Jeff Hall defends from Sacha van Bosch, who's now got his teammate Cathal Clark with him. 2 against 1 is going to be tough to hang back as Nathan Tye sits in 4th place. So Ethan Jeff Hall comes into view. Sacha van Bosch getting close to the mark. They're still nudging that damp patch on the way through turn 8, but there's enough grip in the tyres and enough tarmac that's dry enough through the exit of 8 to still be relatively comfortable in the mid part of the sector. So this will be tough. There's no two ways about it. Ethan Jeff Hall still giving it plenty of gusto from Sacha van Bosch, Cathal Clark and Nathan Tye. Robinson 5th, Zach Knight 6th from Sky Parker, Roman Kamyab, Sebastian Mins and Will Knight. 11th is Mikey Walker, a great performance from him, up from 20th up into 11th place. From Santiago de Santos, he's up from 29th to 12th, and here we go. Nathan Tye trying to get through on the inside of Clark. Sacha van Bosch swarming around. Clark is keeping his foot in, and that's good enough to keep him in front of Nathan Tye for the moment. Sacha van Bosch starting to skate around in behind Ethan Jeff Hall. 2/3 distance done, 5 laps to go, and this is going to be about defensive strategy from Ethan Jeff Hall, and he knows it. Now they've got Robinson and Zach Knight joining the fray. It was just 2 of them. Now there's 3, then there's 4, now there's 6. Because Robinson and Zach Knight are in the hunt. This is the opportunity now from Nathan Tye on the inside of Cathal Clark. Nice move, he holds it on the exit. Clark tries to get the switch back. Nathan Tye holds P3. And there's still a lot of overtaking moves still to come from this top 6. And it looks like Leo Robinson might be going to try and make the next one on his teammate Cathal Clark, who covers the inside line well. But there might be a big slingshot coming from Sacha van Bosch. He's looking pretty hungry behind Ethan Jeff Hall. As they come into the penultimate turn, Jeff Hall hugs and covers the inside line, drifts out wide. Sacha van Bosch gets him. Sacha van Bosch gets the lead. Now Ethan Jeff Hall's going to slot in behind the Dutchman as they come down the main straight. 4 to go. Sacha van Bosch has fought his way through from 8th on the grid to take the lead, but Ethan Jeff Hall's not giving up. Sacha van Bosch slides across, trying to stop his charge, but through comes Ethan Jeff Hall. He does take the lead back. So the Strawberry Racing driver holding the line. Sacha van Bosch needs to come back and try something else now. Goes a little bit deeper through the apex. And here comes Cathal Clark side by side again with Nathan Tye. Watch for Leo Robinson in 5th place. He might get a chance of something here as Nathan Tye moves to defend. But Sacha van Bosch is still pushing. Here comes Clark on the inside, 3rd place. He gets sideways and barely both of them. Leo Robinson absolutely jumps them both. Now Zach Knight's coming up the inside of Cathal Clark. He could get into 5th position here, which he does. But Leo Robinson absolutely jumps Tye and Clark as they drift wide. Leo Robinson gets himself onto the podium. The Algerian fans will be absolutely crazy now because their boy could end up in 3rd. He'll have to have the Union flag on the podium, but certainly they'll know that he has done them proud. Ethan Jeff Hall still leads from Sacha van Bosch, but it's getting serious now. 3 laps to go in this international IAME I-Games final. Ethan Jeff Hall covers the inside line, makes Sacha van Bosch go wide. And that is the 721 in the barrier. I'm afraid that's Martí Marquez. So Martí Marquez has gone off at turn 5, and that's where these drivers are approaching. Yellow flags, no overtaking at that point of the course. So they're going to be okay. They saw it in time. So well read from the drivers. There'll be green flags again, so now they can overtake once more. And Van Bosch piles on the pressure to Ethan Jeff Hall again. So this is going to be a fascinating charge. Roman Kamyab, meanwhile, has finally caught and passed Sky Parker for 7th place. But the top 6 is absolutely relentless as Sacha Van Bosch again hunts down Ethan Jeff Hall. 3rd is Robinson, 4th is Ty, 5th is Knight, 6th is Clark. Then Kamyab, Parker, Mins and Will Knight. So this is going to be Ethan Jeff Hall's best chance. He's just got to cover the inside line here. He was so good on the defense yesterday and was very strong in the wet. He does it again, but Sacha Van Bosch doesn't get the inside line this time. Well held by Ethan Jeff Hall down the straight. And is this going to be a British win or is it going to be a Dutch win? Sacha Van Bosch pushing hard here. Ethan Jeff Hall protecting on the inside line with 2 laps remaining. And this will be a tough fight. They're coming up to back markers. This could be an interesting end to the race if it happens this way. Cathal Clark gets the fastest lap as he tries to get back on terms with the 2 ORM drivers. He's side by side with Zach Knight, but I'm not. Oh, they've both gone off. No, that's Clark. Clark's gone off. Oh, Clark just hit the wet patch. And unfortunately, his chances of victory are gone. Kamyab's through to 6th. Parker's through to 7th. And Clark's chances of victory. Oh, 3 wide for the victory. Sacha Van Bosch gets through into the lead. Jeff Hall down to 3rd as Ty comes around the outside behind Robinson. So Sacha Van Bosch takes the lead on the penultimate lap. And this is going to be an incredible duel on the final tour. So Nathan Ty tries again. He's up past Ethan Jeff Hall. And now we're going to have an absolutely sensational run. I'm fairly sure Cathal Clark has come to a stop and is out of the race. That is such a shame for the Euro Series title winner, but it means we'll have a new winner on the top step of the podium. Last lap, here we go. And Sacha Van Bosch is going to try and hang on from his own teammate, Leo Robinson. No team orders now. It's every man for himself at the front end of the field. And Robinson takes the lead on the last lap. Now he's got to try and hold it to cover in this final lap of the race. Can Leo Robinson snatch the victory on the final lap? He's had so much hardship in 2020. Every time he looked like he had a win under his pocket, it got away from him. Luck played him a bad hand everywhere. Now he has got a victory staring him in the face. Can he hold it from Sacha Van Bosch? Leo Robinson controlling the pace. Van Bosch getting close to him. Robinson's just got to try and keep calm in this final lap. It looks like it'll be these 2 as Ty and Jeff Hall fight for 3rd place. They get the back marker, no problem. Robinson looks cool, calm and composed. No major problems. He needs to hold it. Sacha Van Bosch is building, but it's good protection from Robinson. He's got to protect this inside line, but he's also got to stay calm through the final turns, and I think he's done it. Leo Robinson wins the Mini X30 International IAME Games. Leo Robinson, a brilliant victory. Yes, mate. Yes, mate. Excellent job. So much bad luck in 2020. Finally, he gets the win he deserves. Leo Robinson triumphs with such maturity, such power, and such control. Leo Robinson is the king of Mini X30 at the International I-Games, and they fist bump after a fair, strong fight. Leo Robinson conquers all from Sacha Van Bosch and Nathan Ty. Ethan Jeff Hall is 4th from Zach Knight and Roman Kamyab. Sky Parker, Cathal Clark, Sebastian Mins and Will Knight from Walker and Graham. All but Van Bosch British in the top 12. Santiago dos Santos and Julian Klossman from Luna Flusher and Rodrigo Seabra. Jesse Phillips and Alexandra Dahlstrom from Marianito and Nicolas Casarino. Raul Martinez, Gustavo Marquez, Lisa Biard and Youssef Martin. 25th is Joel Pajola from Thomas Gomez and Beatriz Costa. And then the retirements were Martin Marquez, Tiziano Cugnini, and rather sadly, it was Thomas Strauven who retired from the first lap of the race. What an astonishing final and a terrific victory. It's a very brilliant podium as well. Nathan Ty in 3rd, Sacha Van Bosch in 2nd, and Leo Robinson is the #1 in Portimao. Finally, the luck is with the Algerian Brit. An amazing job from Leo Robinson. And as he comes to the weighbridge, he'll be hoping that all is well and he can clinch that victory that he so richly deserves. But for Leo Robinson, at last, the monkey is off his back, and he is rightfully the International IAME Games winner in Mini X30 2020.